Hey, what's up guys? Tyler here with Secureteam. We're going to start off today's video with some very interesting new Mars rover photographs snapping what appears to be something moving through the skies above Mars, and that were discovered by my buddy over at StreetCap1. But we have here two pics. You're seeing the first one here, and this is from the Opportunity rover on Mars. It's from Sol 4719, taken by the panoramic camera. And we have a couple of things happening in this photograph. First, we have this big bright object that appears to be moving through the night sky. Now, I don't know if this is a moon. I don't know what it is. The Mars Opportunity website unfortunately doesn't give us any description of what we're looking at. And from time to time, it'll snap some pictures of the night sky, usually if there's a moon passing by or a comet, and that's kind of what this looks like. It looks like a comet passing by overhead. But what's even more interesting about this photo is what appears to be captured in the tail of this comet. Again, alleged comet, because I'm not exactly sure what this is. But if you look here as we're zooming in, we have a very obvious cigar-shaped UFO captured sitting in this ray of light here. I'm going to zoom in and give you guys the best shot possible. And so my question is, what is this object? And is this one of the long-debated cigar-shaped craft that have been witnessed many times hovering and orbiting outside of planet Mars? I'll put the link to this image down in the video description. Now let's go to the next one, which you're seeing here, and this is again from Sol 4721, taken by the Opportunity rover, of another illuminated object taking on the shape of what I can only describe as a diamond. And so my best guess is that this illuminated object here is the same object we just saw in the previous photograph. And from what we can tell so far, the thing is bright. It's exhibiting its own light source, shining down. It appears to have what looks to be a tail coming off of it, although that may just be some sort of reflection in the lens. But it's bright, and we can also see what appear to be faint stars in the background. But in this photograph, I mean, it definitely has a diamond shape to it. That's obvious. And so my first instinct was to say, okay, this is one of the two moons of Mars. There's two moons orbiting Mars. One of them is Phobos, which you're seeing here. Obviously not a diamond shape. It's one of the most mysterious moons ever. We found artificial structures on this thing, but for the sake of this video, we can rule it out because it's definitely not diamond shaped. And so the second moon of Mars is that of Deimos, which, just like Phobos, is a very smooth, sort of potato-shaped object. Doesn't really look to take on the shape of what we're seeing in this photograph. Now here is a recent photo taken by India's Mars orbiter as it circled the planet, and it captured a beautiful shot of what appears to be Deimos here, one of the moons. And as we zoom in, you can clearly see this is the moon. This is not an artificial object, and so this gives us a better idea of what these things look like. Here is another shot, again taken from the India orbiter, where this time the object that they've actually circled here for us is said to be a comet passing by Mars. We can't get a good look at this thing, but they're calling it a comet, and so could this be the object that we're seeing here in these two photographs? So very, very interesting. Wanted to get your guys' take. And yeah, big thanks to StreetCap1 for featuring these, and I'll throw the links to them down below. So while we're on the topic of strange things in space, I've got some more highly intriguing night vision footage that once again have captured some of these mysterious objects orbiting our planet, at times pulsing with beams of light, and in some cases, which is what you're going to see today, we even have footage of one of these objects actually interacting with the camera through what appears to be some sort of magnetic interference. And so I want you to keep your eye on this object here that I'm circling, and we'll talk more in just a second. Alright, so a really intriguing piece of night vision footage picking up these UFOs that are orbiting our planet. These are not able to be seen by the naked eye. You have to have one of these first or second or third generation night vision scopes that are able to see things in this specific visual spectrum. And so we have what appears to be a plane or something flashing its light in the background. I'm just going to say that's maybe a plane or something like that. But the object in question that we're catching moving through space is this object, and at one point we see what many of these things have done before, flashing this big bright light down towards the camera, almost as if to say, I see you. But it's really, really intriguing, and I want to give a big thanks to Lloyd for sending this over. Now, another piece of night vision footage, this time captured by a man named Cedric Liope, who captured another one of these objects over France. And he has an entire channel dedicated to all of his different captures. And so I will go ahead and let this clip play, and I want you to watch for when this thing flashes a beam of light down towards Earth. So check this out. Alright, so another one of these objects giving off what appears to be a light pulse. Either that or maybe it's reflecting light from the sun. I just can't tell from this angle and with the footage we have. And so what was really intriguing to me was that when I was checking out some of his other videos, he has a few clips where it would appear that at certain times these objects that he's videoing will actually interfere with the camera, causing it to momentarily malfunction. And let me tell you, it truly is eerie to watch. Alright, so you're seeing the slowed down version here, and this is definitely strange. I mean, it looks like this camera is completely shorting out, experiencing some sort of interference right as this object is passing by, and this has been known to happen. I can't tell you guys how many reports I've received where people will start recording an unknown object in the sky, and sometimes almost immediately, other times after they've recorded it for a few minutes, their cameras, their phones will start to malfunction, their batteries will drain, and in some instances will completely shut off. And that's with a fully charged up battery. So I totally believe that some of these craft are equipped with some sort of jamming tech that instantly kill any sort of recording device that might be monitoring it. So now I want to show you another clip of yet another object where this time it almost appears as if a beam of light comes down from this object, causing another strange interference event with the camera. So here we go. Alright, so happens really quick, but he's recording the UFO, and we see what almost looks like a wave of light passing over the camera. Well, the camera picks it up, and again, we see an instant glitching effect, interference, whatever you want to call it, but it would appear that some of the things that this man is recording are creating some sort of magnetic anomaly. Maybe it has something to do with these light pulses, I don't know, but it does look like these things are interacting, or at least observing some sort of control or effect on these cameras. And it's very similar, again, to much of the testimony that I've received of this happening to other people. So, very eerie footage. I want to give a big thanks to Cedric out of France. I will put the link to his channel down in the video description. And before we go today, I want to show you guys a set of photographs captured in the state of Ohio. And the viewer in the email says that he works nights cleaning parking lots. And so he was cleaning the Walmart parking lot in northwestern Ohio on the night of April 29th. And this was actually after midnight, so it would have been the 30th. But he said, as I pulled up to this Walmart at around 3 a.m., I saw this, what you're seeing in these photographs. This strange light illuminating part of the sky. And I didn't know what it was. He says, so I figured there may have been something on the ground, maybe a fire behind the place somewhere. So he says, I went around back to see, and there was nothing there. Well, except for an empty field. But he said there was no light source, no fire, no smoke, just this weird glow that then later on changed to more of a green light color. And so he said he looked around for something that may have been the cause, but could find nothing. But the next day, he heard that there was some kind of UFO sighting around Wright-Patterson Air Force Base that night. And so the next night, he went to the same location, and the lights were gone. And he said it's one of the strangest things he's ever seen. He says that this was not any sort of parking lot light from the ground reflecting on the clouds. He says it was way too bright for that and too localized and focused on one area of the sky. And yeah, as I'm looking at these photos here, it definitely seems there is something illuminating the sky here in basically a rural, empty area. So I really don't know what could have caused this. Very, very strange. So anybody near Wright-Patterson is one of the real Area 51s. Everyone thinks that Area 51 is the ultimate secret base, when in actuality, that's just what the government wants you to think. They have played up the existence of Area 51 as a way to take your attention off of some of these other bases, Wright-Patterson being one of them. Now, if you're from Ohio or if you've studied this base in ufology, you'll know that there have been some very strange things that have happened on this base and near this base. It is said to be one of the bases where the bodies from the Roswell crash were transported, and is said to be the real Area 51, and where the real secretive stuff happens. So, again, big thanks to the viewer who sent these photos in. If you guys have seen anything similar, let me know, and tell me what you guys think about everything we've spoken about today. Put it down in the comments. I want to thank you guys for stopping by. I hope you guys enjoyed the thank you video that I posted yesterday. I wasn't trying to be sappy or promote merchandise or anything like that. I get a ton of photos and emails from fans who send me in their pictures, and I just wanted to feature them sort of in a compilation to say thank you to everyone. You guys are awesome, and you truly are my second family, so thank you for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe on your way out, and I will see you back in just a bit.